everyone, today we're back in Astroneer and I'm going to answer the question, how do you beat the game, right? What do you have to do to beat the game? That question comes often on Reddit, right? And I'm sure there's a lot of people that are interested in that. But real quick, before we get started, I provide new content on YouTube every day. So if you want to get notified when new content is available, please subscribe and hit that bell icon. The bell icon is what gives you those notifications 100%. The subscription does not. However, by subscribing, you're still helping me because I don't get paid by YouTube until I have 1,000 subscribers. That said, we also have a Discord, if you know what it is and like to use it, and a merch store. Everything in the merch store is at no profit to me, simply the cost of making the item and shipping it to you, and it's done by another company, so I never get to see your address or your credit card information. The Discord invite and the merch store can be found on our website, the video description, and the YouTube channel. Now, let's take a look at what it takes to open, to finish the game, right? To beat the game. Let's take a look at that. So, I have here prepared, this is an image that is on our Discord server. So, if you want to look for it, feel free to do so. We have here, let me see, can we see the cursor here? I'm not super sure if you guys are able to see the cursor. Let me see if I can change this real quick. Yeah, you should be able to see the cursor. Okay, good. So here's sort of like a planet, the mock-up of a planet, right? And when you are in a shuttle, you actually look at the equator of the planet with the right side and the left side being the poles. So just to get you oriented, right? In this picture, the planet has been shifted a little bit to the side where you see one of the poles here and the other pole is over there. Hope you can see that, right? And so these four gateways here are on the equator, evenly spaced out on the planet, right? So, and in the center of the planet, we have the core. To beat the game, you need to, at the minimum, open one of the surface gateways. One surface gateway. You don't need to do all of them, right? You only need to open one of the surface gateways. That is step one, right? And then you need to open the core of every planet. The core of every planet needs to be opened as well, right? And we are going to go into more detail on how to do all of this, right? So, to open oh, and by the way, a moon has a core, but only two surface gateways. Only two. They are also on the equator, and they are evenly spaced around the planet, right? So moons have two surface gateways, so you only need to open one. Planets have a total of 6 surface gateways, and you need to only open one. It doesn't matter which one, but to be able to enter the core, one of the surface gateways needs to be opened. That's step one. Now, to open a surface gateway, we see here, you need to provide it with power. So you need a power source, you know, whatever that is. It could be, for example, small generators. That works fine. It could be medium generators. A small generator generates 1 unit of power per second. So for silver here, as an example, you would need 5 of them. So you can just make, out of 5 compound, you make 5 small generators, and then you feed organic into them, and that will be sufficient to open the silver gateway. Now, for the other moons and planets, there is different amounts of power that is needed. The largest power amount that you will need is 30 units for Aatrox. And you see here, so it starts with 5, 8, 12, 16, 21, 26, and 30 for Aatrox. You can use any source that provides power, but it has to be continuous for quite a while, maybe a minute or so, for the gateway for the surface gateway to open, right? So the surface gateway, again, is one of these on the surface that you can see, right? Once it's opened, it will be shiny and have a hologram, right? So you know that you opened it. Then after you're done with opening one of the surface gateways, again, here's the power usage, right? You need to go to the core to the planet. So somehow you either take a rover or you do something to get to the core to the planet, and I will show an example in the game in just a moment. When you arrive in the core, you need special items to open the core, and you need 2 of them. So you need a pair of those items. So you need 2 of those items, and we see the items that are needed here. So for silver, you simply need 2 quartz. One will open the core, and the other one you need to deposit on the unidentified satellite, right? That is a later step. We are just going to go through them. So for silver, you need quartz. For the Solo, again, the Solo is a moon, so you need, it has only 2 surface gateways, and you need to open one of them, not both of them, right? Just one of them. So for the Solo, you need 2 zinc. For Kalidor, you need 2 explosive powder. For Vesania, you need 2 graphene, not graphite, graphene. So make sure not to make that mistake. And then for Novus, you need silicon. For Glacio, you will need 2 diamonds. And for Atrox, you simply need 2 hydrogen. Hydrogen is relatively easy because on silver, you get hydrogen as well. Then when you opened the core of each planet, so we have this core of each planet and moon. So you need to do that 7 times, and you will need 7 of these resources here, right? I mean, you need 2 of these resources, but you need to open it 7 times, right? One is consumed opening the core. The other is for you to take to the surface gateway, right? On the surface gateway, you then see these types of symbols. And all of this stuff can be found on the Wikipedia, right? So you know that the triptych that you obtain goes into this slot that corresponds to the planet, right? This is how that looks like, and this is again you see the symbols here as well in this one, right? Links will be in the description so that you don't have to look too much. So let's load the game and show how to do this a little bit, right? Game is loading. And again, if this video is helpful to you, please subscribe and click that bell icon. The bell icon will give you those notifications 100%. So just checking, we are here in the game. Right, so you see here, there is, just checking my hydrazine, there is this gateway that we built a base on, right? You can totally build a base on top of a gateway, that's perfectly fine, and we colored it as well. But we opened this gateway, and to open this gateway, you know, we just took like any platform, connected it, and now this thing is active, right? And you basically have an odd stone. So if you gaze into the odd stone, now we see the picture that we saw earlier, right? Now we see the picture from before. Let me just show this to you. The picture from before, this picture, right? So you see that picture here in the game. Right, so this is why they painted it. Again, these are the poles. So we are currently on this pole. This gateway is on this pole, and here is the equator gateways that we have not opened. As a matter of fact, only this one is open, right? So this is you know, just one of those on the surface needs to be opened, and then we go underground. So we have this tunnel here, and we can just go down here. And by the way, this rail line is used to get astronium from the core and to trade it for hydrazine in the trade platform. Again, you can go down to the core any way you like. This was done with a large rover, and then the rail line was positioned here, right? And here you see this is where the auto extractor is extracting and providing us with the necessary astronium to be traded. So let's go here somewheres. Let's get captured. When you approach this structure, it will exert a gravity on you, so you can simply get captured on that. Then you tunnel through the ground at the core, which will get you to the core itself. So you see this here. I just want to wait for this guy to stop harassing me, right? And this core has been already opened. Just see if I can zoom out a little bit so you guys can see this. Right? So there's that. That's the core. And so if you arrive at the core and you have not opened the surface gateway, what will happen is that there will be a force field here protecting the core, and you won't be able to get inside, right? So you go to, the core has two sides. One is up there, and the other one is down here. So the resources that we mentioned before, you simply put them in here. And just to show this again, we have the resources here, right? So for silver, you will need quartz, zinc for the Zolo, explosive powder for Kalidor, graphene for Vesania, silicon for Novus, diamond for Glacial, and hydrogen, simple hydrogen for H. So as we get back to the game, you stick the resource in here. Very simple, right? And the triptych will spawn here. You take both triptychs, and then you go to the other side. And on the other side, you put the triptych in here, which will activate the core, and this odd stone will appear, right? So you need to do that 7 times. After you're done doing this 7 times, what will happen is that you now can go to this unidentified satellite on the top, right? Let's do this real quick. So now you have 7 triptychs that are left over, right? And you put these triptychs in the correct order here, right? So you see here, the triptychs are in here. If I take, I can't actually remove it once it's stuck in here. The triptychs cannot be removed anymore. And you see that now you have these rings that are rotating. Let's just go somewhere here so that we can see this a little bit better. That's how this looks like, right? So when all 7 are in here, this odd stone will appear. It's a little bit of a puzzle, right? But this odd stone will appear, and when you activate it, this is when you beat the game. That's it. So let's do it together. Now we get this cutscene, and this is what happens. This is when you know that you beat the game. And you see here, he is looking at the map. There is the station, space station, that is orbiting Silver. There's some error of some sort, and this thing happens. And now the Astroneer makes a choice. Instead of continuing with the space station, he drops his tablet and goes for the anomaly. Right, now the space station, all the triptychs disappear, so you can do this quest multiple times, this mission. And the space station does not sense the Astroneer anymore. So we'll see here, there is a question mark. Where's the Astroneer? I can't see the Astroneer anymore. What's going on? All right, no problem. We just print another one. So a capsule is being dispatched to go back to Silver. Credits are rolling. Let me see here if I can do something to maybe pause the recording to make this not so boring, because the credits will go for quite a while. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not super sure if I can pause it. I can definitely stop it, but I cannot pause the recording. So we are just going to watch the credits together because I want you to see what happens at the end as well. If you wait all the way to the end, right, you will see where this capsule lands and what happens there. Unfortunately, you know, clicking doesn't do anything. So you need to wait for the credits to finish rolling. There's, of course, all the babies that were born during the making of Astroneer and the Wanderer, the initial designer, graphics designer who passed. Of course, System Era is the software house that made the game, made the Astroneer game. So you see this here. And now you simply respawn at your starting shelter on Silva. You have everything on your body that you had before. You don't lose anything by doing this, right? So it's just that you respawn at the starting shelter with your starting landing pad, right? That's basically the how you beat the game, right? All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that, right? I hope it makes sense. If you have any questions, put it in the comments down below, and I'm happy to guide you. Of course, you can also find all my social media. You can talk to me directly on Reddit, right? Anytime, or you can join our Discord. That said, the Discord invite and also the merch store can be found on my website, the video description, and the YouTube channel. And as always, I provide content every day. So if you want to get notified when there is new content available on YouTube, please subscribe and hit that bell icon. The bell icon is what gives you those notifications 100%. The subscription does not. Many people don't know. However, by subscribing, you're still helping me because I don't get paid by YouTube until we have 1,000 subscribers. That said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.